Hey, Hound Dogs, I'm David Hankins,
I'm Paul Hankins.
and you're on the air with Power Squared. As you can see, it's still kind of Christmas behind us. We're here tonight to talk about.
Just back in episode 199, we talked about AI in media. Because things have changed since then.
Right. Okay. What do you want to talk about?
Right, well, I think I'll first get this out of the way that we have a pretty anti-AI stance.
Yes, we don't allow it to be used by our artists working on Power Squared.
Yeah.
Quite a lot in the recent contract about
Yeah.
it.
So our mind has not changed on that.
No.
But we still wanted to talk about things that have happened.
Yeah, so we're not big AI fans or AI. I will say we're not also AI experts either.
Yeah. Also mention the issue is less that AI exists and more that it's generative AI that's being used to like take people's jobs and ruin the environment.
Yeah.
And uh, machine learning does have genuine use cases. What has been brought up before is like hospitals,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not what it's being marketed or used for.
Right.
So just want to get that out of the way.
All right. I think we talked about this before, but it seems to me that some applications that people have been using are now being referred to as AI.
Yeah.
And do you think that's sort of a way of making people, oh yeah, I guess I used AI before. I guess it's okay. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Is it sort of a
It's probably that, but it's also probably AI. I think it's also AI is the hip buzzword. So they just rebrand existing technologies that are kind of like it, which also ends up diluting the definition of AI.
right? Okay.
Also, AI isn't really true artificial intelligence because it's still just spitting out stuff it's been trained on.
Right. We don't want it to actually ever become.
Sentient.
Yes. All right.
People have hallucinated that it's sentient, but
Right.
it's not.
Yeah, it's the big bugaboo.
Yeah.
Actually, old sci-fi films were worried about it as much as anything else. Okay. Um, it seems like you can't go anywhere. You can't throw a rock without hitting AI somewhere.
No.
Um, as you were talking about our phones, which I don't have mine on me, but it came
I'll just
with
show the backside here.
it came with AI.
Yeah. It's one UI they were trying to really push AI stuff, and we just don't use it.
And the computers come with it sort of built into Microsoft.
Yeah. And the very first thing we did when we got new laptops was we disabled Copilot and rebinded the Copilot button to be settings.
Okay. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we're just very anti because it's sort of. It seems to be a tool to kind of make you not think. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or be creative. If you can just pull somebody else's artwork and use it as your own, you're not creating anything.
No, you're not creating anything original. It's just a regurgitated simulacrum of what people have fed it.
Right. And you see it sort of creeping up in every. There's people that'll tell you how to write AI books,
Yeah.
how to do your research using AI. I mean, one of the embarrassing things is the government uses AI as if it's fact sometimes,
Yeah.
and presents it as fact when it's slop.
Yeah. Speaking of, slop was Merriam-Webster's 2025 Word of the Year.
Tells you something.
Yeah.
Not 6 and 7, but slop.
No, it's 6, 7.
6, 7. Sorry, I'm not.
And I don't do that. I don't just do that randomly.
No, but
I'm talking to the viewer. I don't do that randomly.
Yeah, so that tells you something that people are very aware of it,
Yeah.
and it sort of you see it used in. I mean, was it Colin Kaepernick had the thing? I think we talked about it before. Was hey, create comic books using other people's work,
Yeah.
which is like what the hell.
Mr. Beast also got backlash for having this like AI thumbnail generator, and people were like, "No,"
Yeah,
especially creators like, "No."
yeah, it was something that can actually you can pay an artist to do it for you.
Yeah.
It's not like you're running a sketch, a thin budget if you're Mr. Beast.
Yeah. Okay, so I made a bunch of notes about potential things to talk about because I didn't want to just
Blather.
yeah,
Okay.
or talk aimlessly off the top of my head.
Okay.
So, regarding rebranding existing technologies, my video editing software choice is DaVinci Resolve because it's a Hollywood level video editor and it's completely free. There is a perpetual license you can buy that gives you access to more features like being able to process 4K video, but I don't have any need for that at the moment, so I'm just going with the free version. And in recent versions, they've mentioned AI tools, but I don't know exactly what those AI tools are. Just that video editors who use Resolve like that they're just all they do is make tedious parts less tedious and don't actually replace the process of video editing. I don't know if they're just taking things like auto tracking and rebranding that as AI.
Mm-hmm.
When it is it really AI?
So you think in some cases they're because AI is the cool thing to use, so our stuff's AI.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but I give them a pass. I kind of give them a pass because it's kind of not replacing the need for an editor. Plus, I've used auto tracking and it's really good, but you still have to manually yourself anyway.
I would think you would need somebody to know where to edit.
Yes.
I mean, it's not something I hope you can't program something to do. There are certain things that need a human eye. I
Yeah.
think storytelling part of it.
Yeah. Automated subtitling is another thing that's been around even before 2022.
Right.
And does that count as AI? And in any case, you still have to fix it yourself anyway.
Yeah. Well, there was voice to text.
Yeah, speech to text,
Yeah.
which I've sometimes had a shoulder flare up, so I've used whatever speech to text was in the computer to like help me with writing a document.
Mm-hmm.
I still had to edit the result manually. Is that AI?
Is it when you call into a phone tree and you actually never talk to a person? That's and it's not AI because if you don't say the right buzzword, it doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's programmed to listen for certain things and do something based on what that word is, but it doesn't have any way of separating. You didn't say the right buzzword, so
Yeah.
it still tells you something, but it's not anything. I hope that's not AI.
Since speech to text has been around for a long time, I wouldn't necessarily consider that, uh, part of the AI push.
Right.
It's just a thing that's useful for people who want to transcribe something and maybe they can't write as fast as they can think.
Yeah, which is most writers probably.
I also mentioned using speech to text. You do actually have to think. You end up thinking a little bit differently
Right.
because when you're typing, you can sweat over every single word,
Mm-hmm.
but which I don't mind doing, but can take a little longer. With speech to text, it's exactly what you're saying, but it's whatever you're thinking in the moment, and you'd have to. Again, you still may, depending on which speech to text software you use, you may have to still manually edit the result. But it's still your words.
Yeah.
just your words in a different way.
I know people. Somebody suggested one time to me that because you get ideas while you're driving,
Yeah.
commuting, and you're like, so instead of trying to write it down, they're saying, oh, you should record it. But then I found I'm kind of performing for the recording, and so it's not really the same thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's you have the idea in your head, and by the time you say it, it's not quite what you meant to say.
Yeah. Well, I know Mark Rosewater from Wizards of the Coast does a drive to work podcast where he records the podcast while he's driving to work.
Yeah.
So episodes are roughly half an hour.
Well, he's lucky to have that as his commute. That'd be, that sounds kind of dangerous to do. But I guess you're making the most of your time.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he probably has a car that drives itself.
Speaking of software we use, because of Adobe's AI push and prohibitively expensive subscription costs, Trevor switched from Adobe CC to Creative Cloud to Affinity V2, and that has some AI in it, AI features in it, but they are completely optional.
Mm-hmm.
They're not shoved in your face,
Right.
like what Adobe was doing. And they recently released V3, which it follows the DaVinci Resolve model, and that you can use it completely free. But if you want to use AI stuff through Canva, that's what you pay to do.
Right.
Otherwise, if you don't want to use AI, just don't pay.
All right.
So I think that's a good middle ground there.
I guess it's okay to offer it as an option, but not requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And letting people opt in is better than making people opt out, like what DeviantArt did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. DeviantArt, one point, a few years ago, they released their own Gen AI software, and they were like, we've released this thing. Oh, and on top of that, we've already trained it on all of your art. Isn't that neat?
Wow.
Yeah, so people had to opt out.
Right. But isn't it already too late?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that made people leave.
That's one of the reasons we left X was that they were going to grab your stuff and feed it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have to kind of protect yourself, and there are ways of doing that with artwork.
Yeah, like Nightshade and Glaze are ways that artists can protect their artwork from AI. Now, that won't stop people from trying to get around it. Like, there are people who assume you can denoise Nightshade and that completely kills it. But I saw this video from the artist Lavender Town, and she talked about how actually that's not what happens. You can denoise it to get rid of the visual part of Nightshade, but that does not stop it from poisoning the data.
Oh.
Because the poison is already in the image.
Oh, cool.
So denoising it does nothing, and it still hurts generative AI people.
Yeah. You kind of wonder who's, creating, using AI. Because you're not really creating.
Yeah.
You're just sort of... several years ago, there was a panel at Comic-Con about how this guy basically does his own comic books by himself.
Yeah.
And it was like how complex, how many it's a software you'd have to learn in order to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like you're sort of stuck with certain things that are in the programs and stuff. It was just like you're not really, you're spending your time figuring out how to create instead of creating.
Yeah. So I wanted to go outside of our own world and bring up some current events regarding AI. One was YouTube has actually cracked down on channels creating fake AI movie trailers.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. They haven't completely gotten rid of it. It'll probably take a lot more effort to do something about the wide proliferation of AI-generated content that YouTube content creators, including ones that I watch, have complained about, but it's still a good step. in the right direction.
Right. Because that's one of the problems with AI is you don't know what is. You can make it where it doesn't. It looks real.
Yeah.
Did that person really say that? Is this person really endorsing this, or are you just faking it?
Yeah. People have actually, including Critical, have complained that their likeness or footage was used in an ad that makes it look like they're endorsing something when they're not.
Right.
Even if it's not AI generated, they still don't like that someone is using them to endorse something they don't even use.
Right. Yeah. And I've seen videos where I was like, I don't know if Sanjay Gupta is really promoting this or not. You
And
know?
Critical actually said, like, if you're gonna do that, can you at least put it in something I actually like?
And of course, pay me for it.
Yeah, like ask permission. Normally what you're supposed to do is ask permission to use someone's footage or pay them some kind of licensing fee.
But he's big
to
enough
use
that
it.
people will know. Oh wow, if he uses it, I'm going to use it
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
so he doesn't like someone taking advantage of that.
Right.
Okay, so people have tried to use AI in the film industry,
Yes.
and just as this is an ongoing issue, I want to say, but like unions have complained about have wanted AI protections
Right.
or protections from AIs, and they don't like companies making decisions for them without talking to them.
Right. And there's a. Well, I know you have with actors and their voice being used, and some of them have, are getting paid to let them use it.
Yeah. And also the Animation Guild has mentioned that they are. I might not be saying this correctly because I saw it a while ago. Animation Guild has been trying to protect animators and other artists from AI.
Right. No, I guess I read somewhere where someone's predicting in 3 years there'll be an all AI movie that'll be a hit, and I really hope that's not true ever.
I doubt that, considering the general backlash against AI or people calling it slop.
Yeah, well, it also gets me is people like, there there's songs that are created using AI, and again, art is not. It's a commercial venture, but it's something that humans create because of emotions and feelings and trying to express ideas.
Yeah,
It's not just slop that you put together,
yeah. So film industry, one thing is Tilly Norwood, who is an AI actress. Although, as far as we know, that hasn't gone anywhere yet.
Yeah, there was,
She got signed,
but yeah, and
we
then,
haven't heard anything since.
yeah,
There have been other attempts at a digital actor, like technically Mickey Mouse is a digital actor or animated actor because you can put Mickey Mouse into different roles,
right,
like Mickey's Christmas Carol, which
yeah,
we rewatched recently. You have Disney characters acting out these roles in the story.
yeah, but that's different to me.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
I was just.
yeah,
And then Square Enix tried a digital actress with Final Fantasy Spirits Within. The movie bombed, so she didn't go anywhere.
right,
This Tilly Norwood is an attempt at creating a digital actress, but without any of the humanity behind it.
right. Wasn't there? And I'm not an expert on this, but Max Headroom was sort of supposed to be. It was not a digital, but that was the idea behind it. I think.
Yeah.
Was that it was sort of a sentient character.
Yeah. But even then, there was, again, like with Final Fantasy Spirits Within, or with Mickey Mouse, there's still a lot of human
Yes.
artistry that went into it.
Right, and he wasn't AI generated, but I think that was
Yeah.
the kind of the.
It was kind of like a synthetic.
Yeah, it was the idea. Again, I'm not an expert on Max Headroom. I just
Right.
know it existed.
Yeah, but the point is, it's not. Thus, Tilly Norwood is not the same.
Yeah, and you kind of they get into the whole. I know film studios and filmmakers are looking for the cheapest way to make something. That's
Yeah.
why they go to. That's why you have game shows shot in Ireland
Yeah.
because it's cheaper to fly everybody over than to do it in L.A. or New York. And tax incentives and all that. So they're looking for the cheapest way of making stuff that they can,
Yeah.
and still spend $100 million. But the idea that you can't copyright AI,
Yeah.
which to me would be a big you can't protect your work
Yeah.
beyond you can't. So once it's shown, it's kind of public domain, isn't it, in a way?
Yeah. There was a discussion pre-Gen AI about, like reviving actors digitally. Kojima was asked by Norman Reedus when they were making Death Stranding about, like, why do you do mocap? Why don't you? Why mocap when you could get exactly what you want out of a, digital character? And Kojima said that with a CG character, you could get exactly what you want, but human actors can bring in something that you wouldn't have considered.
Right. And it's also the what's in the script.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might have an accident, like trip or something, and that actually works in the scene better. The human element is unpredictable in some ways,
Yeah.
and so that kind of adds to more possibilities.
Yeah. Or Norman Reedus liked that answer partly because he still has a job. But he also liked the idea that there's the directors and the human actors still.
Yeah, he's not playing Norman Reedus in the game, but he's basically Norman Reedus, right? I mean, he's not maked up so you don't know who he is.
Yeah, visually he's still Norman Reedus. If that's what you mean.
Yeah, but he's not.
Yeah.
That's not the character.
Yeah, it was Sam Porter Bridges.
Which sounds like a great AI character name.
Actually, people were using Sam Porter Bridges to bypass face scanning. That's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
Something disappointed us was the movie Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan at a Confessional, where the soundtrack was composed entirely by AI.
Yeah.
I wrote a note down here of exactly what happened here.
Okay.
So the composer, Nobuyoshi Kikuchi, previously generated a couple tracks, one in the episode Rock, Paper, Scissors Kid, and the other in the Rohan at the Louvre movie. The difference was for those, he used this pre-existing software called OMAX, which isn't really generative in the same way as prompt-based AI because the human composer still has to mess around with it themselves.
Yeah.
However, for At a Confessional, when he didn't reuse a track, he did use the prompt-based AI Udio to do it. So, the generative AI.
Because there were times I like the actor that plays Rohan, the whole live action. I like a lot.
We had a whole episode of that.
Yes. Well, I'm not trying to get into that.
Yeah.
But, I was very disappointed because the music didn't necessarily fit the scene sometimes.
No.
And it's like, and you kind of wonder, why did you let your composer get away with not doing the composition?
Yeah.
You're kind of not really doing your job.
Yeah. And I wanted to mention that is not only ironic because the character of Rohan cares deeply about reality to the point that he uses Heaven's Door to research people, but it also doesn't align with Hirohiko Araki's own stance on AI, where he does see the benefit in using it to reduce tedious tasks, but he called those used AI-generated artwork con artists.
Which is kind of what they are, yeah. All right.
And Disney CEO Bob Iger wants Disney Plus users to be able to create and view their own AI-generated content. Interestingly, this came after Disney and Universal sued Midjourney for copyright infringement.
Well, didn't they also sign a AI deal? Disney?
Yeah, it's I don't know what's going on over there.
You know,
Exactly.
that the whole company was built on hand-drawn animation.
Yeah.
You know, it was the whole basis for Disney, and the fact that you're letting people do their own AI. Again, it's not anybody with a typewriter as a writer, and anybody with a phone as a filmmaker.
No. And also, people who play Call of Duty aren't automatically soldiers.
No, but it just it's kind of sad to see them kind of want people to use AI, and then you kind of wonder, then why am I watching Disney Plus if I can create my own stories?
Yeah, it's
And,
it's just a bad idea
right.
because people don't pay Disney Plus to watch other people's AI generated slop.
No.
They pay to watch the human made artisanal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I'm not calling Disney stuff slop. I was just
yes, I know, but yeah, it's not all great
yeah.
what they do, but yeah.
There is some really good stuff.
So Bob, if you're listening, cut it out. Okay.
Kind of related. McDonald's and Coca-Cola have both used AI-generated ads during the holiday season. Neither were received well, especially because Coke had already done an AI-generated ad before that people didn't like, and McDonald's AI-generated ad was basically saying, Christmas kinda sucks.
Yeah, which is
Like, Christmas sucks. Buy our burgers.
yeah, this is a weird catchphrase for the holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad when I've read somewhere that the reason we think of Santa Claus as being red suit with white and all that is because of Coca-Cola.
That's actually not true, but
Okay, I've read that. I'm not saying it, but I mean, there's the fact that they
yeah.
because you're supposed to leave Santa Coke. That's been kind of ingrained.
There are also people that think Coke invented Santa, which they didn't.
But but they've tried to sort of have that be the Coke holiday in some ways.
Yeah.
And the fact that they would sort of cheapen it by doing something.
Especially when they already had a perfectly good human-made ad that they could just reuse.
Yes.
Like Hershey's does.
Or what was the
Or M&M's.
Tootsie Roll? That commercial's been around since I was a kid.
Yeah. Mars has M&M's, right?
Right.
They just reuse that same M&M's ad
Yeah.
every year because you already
Yeah.
made a good one.
Wait, I still like the how many likes this?
Yeah.
Because they haven't even tried to make it full. It's full frame. It's not 16 by 9. They've done nothing to it. They just keep reusing it.
Yeah. Okay, so something I remember seeing was the American death metal band Deicide used a generative AI cover for their album Banished by Sin, and that got a lot of backlash. Partly because of partly because they did that, but also the price of the album on top of that.
The AI in music. Peter Jackson had worked out some sort of way of keeping the sort of taking all the static out of stuff or separating this vocal and all that.
Like isolating tracks.
Yeah, and they used that. I'll say the Beatles used that on Now and Then to separate Lennon from his. His songs were recorded on a cassette player on his piano.
Yeah.
On his piano, and so they said AI, but I think it's the same technology. I don't know if Peter Jackson was necessarily his stuff was AI, but I think they branded it as AI because
Yeah.
it sounds like they're keeping up with the times.
Yeah, that kind of circles back to earlier point that
Yeah.
they're just rebranding existing technologies like chat bots as AI.
Right. Yes,
or
I
in
do.
that case, isolating tracks.
Right. Because I've seen, I've seen people do it without, but yeah.
AI has also had an effect in tech. One item is Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney wants Valve to ditch Steam's AI-generated content disclosure under the idea that, well, nearly all video games will use AI anyway, so why disclose it? But it's suggested that he not only has a financial stake in AI doing well, but he wants to be able to get away with it himself. For example, Fortnite, which is done by Epic Games, had an AI-powered Darth Vader NPC during a Star Wars event, and it had James Earl Jones' voice. So players could recruit, and then talk to Darth Vader, and hear James Earl Jones' voice talking back. Naturally, people used it to meme or get him to say offensive stuff, because of course they did.
Yeah.
I actually played in the event and recruited him once, but I didn't feel like talking to him because it just felt too weird to me. But then recently, I saw more backlash to Fortnite having AI-generated posters and music within the game.
Wow.
And there were people who threatened to stop playing Fortnite or at least stop paying as long as they were going to keep doing that.
Right.
There was a similar backlash with Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which was by Activision, or published by Activision, where they used generative AI for some assets. Because players could immediately tell that they were generative AI, and it's like, why am I paying like $70 for this if you're putting generative AI in it?
Right.
Also, Microsoft CEO, hopefully I don't butcher this, Satya Nadella,
Sure.
doesn't like people calling AI slop, under the belief that we need to instead think about how people use these cognitive amplifier tools moving forward. I wrote here that notably Microsoft has a huge financial stake in the success of AI and pushed it onto Windows through Copilot. And the AI push from Microsoft has received substantial backlash to the point that Dell is the first Windows OEM to openly admit that customers don't care about AI when making purchasing decisions and it may confuse more than help them. Although Dell's current products are AI capable, they have moved away from AI first in favor of focusing on other aspects that people actually buy a computer for.
Right. You buy a computer hopefully because you want to create something.
Yes.
Not steal something.
And unfortunately, AI has also had a negative effect on the price of hardware.
Right.
In the back half of 2025, RAM prices shot up dramatically, as much as tripling or even quadrupling in price, thanks to AI data centers using these parts.
Right.
As such, laptops may go back to offering only 8 gigabytes of RAM, with 16 or 32 gigs offered at a hefty premium.
Wow.
So I felt even more grateful that back when we upgraded our laptops, we were able to get 32 gigs of RAM for a reasonable price.
Right. Yeah. We upgraded end of last year?
Yeah.
End of the year before last.
Yeah.
2024.
Either way, we were trying to dodge potential tariffs on computer components. I needed the 32 gigs for video editing to make it faster, but it's also good for other things like gaming or...
Yes. Yeah, and not only is AI driving up the cost of memory and stuff, but it's also affecting, if you live near an AI
data center,
you're paying more for electricity.
Yeah.
And probably more for water.
Yeah.
And you'd think that that should be paid exclusively by those companies doing that. I don't know how you get away with that. And when they build the AI center, there's a lot of jobs building it, but once it's built, they don't really hire that many people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a no-win.
Also, I saw this Drew Gooden video about like general greed right now, and he mentioned that the economy is being kept afloat by these AI companies just passing the same millions of dollars back and forth.
Right, yeah.
It reminded me of this. That kind of reminded me of this Beavis and Butthead clip I saw,
Okay.
where they had to sell, selling candy as a fundraiser, but they ate all of their candy because they kept passing the same $2 back and forth.
So you end up with nothing for your money. Oh, okay.
So I want to mention that we have recently seen more books and films include disclaimers, either in the copyright info or in the end credits, that you can't use it to train AI.
Right, and I also know that like when we post something on YouTube, they ask you if you've used AI.
Yeah, and when we post our comic online, or
Right.
make it available online, we have to just say whether or not we used AI.
Right.
Kind of don't like that you have to do that, but I have to now.
Well, I think it's in some ways it shows that you're pure in that way. You're not stealing somebody else's work. You've created this from whole cloth.
Yeah.
Which I think is sort of a way of separating yourself from the people that just use it, as I said, the Kaepernick approach.
Yeah.
Just take other people's stuff. You don't have to be creative to create something. You need to be creative to create something. Not everybody's creative.
Yeah. Oh, there was one other thing I wrote here. I'm just going to read it as I wrote it.
Okay.
It's, if you're listening to this, we've probably already heard this, but it's related to an MIT study about ChatGPT and its effect on critical thinking skills. I looked at a Times article that talked about it,
Okay.
so this is me trying to distill that. So
Okay.
it's a simplification of a simplification.
Okay.
The study wasn't peer-reviewed and used a small sample size, but the results were alarming enough to the researchers that they felt like they needed to share it before it got fully peer-reviewed.
Okay.
The subjects were split into 3 groups, one with brain only, one that was Google search, and one that was ChatGPT.
Okay.
Google search meaning you could use Google search to help you with this. And they were asked to write 3 essays based on SAT prompts. The ChatGPT group gradually used the software more, to the point that by the third essay they just let it do all the heavy lifting. Conversely, the brain-only group had the highest neural connectivity and expressed more satisfaction with their essays, and the Google search group was closely behind them.
Right.
When they were then asked to rewrite a previous essay, the ChatGPT group were forced to go without that tool, but they had more trouble recalling their previous works, which indicates that although it did help them write their essay, it wasn't integrated into their memory.
Right.
And the brain-only group was allowed to use ChatGPT, and they performed well exhibiting a significant increase in brain activity, which suggested that AI could enhance learning if used properly.
You've already studied something.
Yeah, we're not sure what that means yet exactly.
Right.
But the researchers walked away concerned about the impact of LLMs on young developers.
I'll say conspiracy theories that they're trying to use ChatGPT or AI to make people not be able to critically think. So you're kind of dumb, and so they can make you believe whatever they want you to believe, kind of deal. I mean, that's a conspiracy theory, but it is concerning that you want kids to learn to think.
Yeah.
And not just rely on pushing a button, because then you don't learn anything. It's like you could buy an essay.
Yeah.
People used to buy term papers and things like that in college. So you're not writing it yourself. You're not learning the material. You're just getting the job done.
Yeah.
Which is bad. Now, when you search on Google now, it gives you an AI result.
Yes, unless you swear.
Yeah, but
Like if you ask what is this? You'll get an AI thing. But if you ask, what the fuck is this? It won't get the AI.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I've also noticed that it doesn't. If you're asking a particular question, it doesn't answer the question.
Yeah. And
It just gives you what it thinks you're asking.
and artists looking for reference online have had a hard time with avoiding AI stuff. And because AI has also flooded Pinterest,
Mm-hmm.
so one solution is adding before 2022 to an image result,
Okay.
because 2022 is when generative AI really took off. Although that can be more difficult if the subject is newer.
Right. I think pulling a reference off of off of the internet, as long as is something to okay, this is what I think it looks like,
Yeah.
is different than putting AI into your work. You don't know you don't know what you're looking at. Hopefully, you're looking at something that's real.
Yeah.
But if it delivers an AI image for you, that I don't think that's using AI so much in your work. It's just you're looking for a prompt.
And so I know there are people who AI generate a reference, but it's like if you want, let's say you want to use a horse drinking water
Right.
as a reference, you could just Google search a horse drinking water instead of AI generating a horse drinking water.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Because the AI can also is usually off like anatomically
Or shows the horse drinking out of the bottle.
or
There's a horse drinking water.
it just doesn't look right.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying if you're looking for references, you're not going to know necessarily that it's
Yeah.
real or not. You have to, as the artist, make your decision whether or not you trust that image
Yeah.
to be right. But you're right. Yeah, horses are really hard to draw.
Yeah.
So, but
Although there's all these developments with AI, there is still some hope for the future, partly because of some of the things we have mentioned before, but also people in general seem to prefer human-made art,
right.
and like eventually the artist will win, or the
Yeah.
human artist will win.
That's the hope and that's the goal. And yeah, it should be that way. Otherwise, you're just buying something that matches the furniture.
Yeah.
You know, you're not buying something that's artistic.
Yeah.
You're just buying, oh, that color, that swatch goes with my couch. You know.
Yeah.
So yes, support human artists. Don't read AI books or watch AI films or buy something because of an AI commercial. You have to kind of vote with your dollars.
And also, if there's something you want to learn, if you're going to use Google search, you shouldn't really trust the AI because that can get things wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it has gotten better, it still gets things wrong. So you should look at actual sources and verify them yourself. And
Or take a master class or something. There's other ways of learning something besides
yeah,
relying solely on.
yeah, like take a class or read a book or
Yeah. Read a book. Ooh, who does that? All right. Okay. Anything else?
I think that about covers it. Otherwise, I just want to reiterate that we have no intention of using generative AI at any point in the creative process for Power Squared.
Right. I agree.
So if YouTube and you like this, leave a like and leave a comment below if you have your own opinions on generative AI
Right.
for any purpose. And if you're looking for a silent fidget toy, use our code Martin Eli to save 10% off your purchase at getuno.com.
And that is at the bottom of the video.
Yes.
All right. So until next time, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
And you've been on the air with Power Squared.